Hey Jillian, let's check this out. So, what we have here, we have the maximum heart rate in beats per minute, I think that's called H, that you should achieve during exercise is 220 minus your age, or 220 take away A for age. And basically, we have an upper limit and a lower limit. So ideally, your heart rate should fall somewhere in between. What's the lower limit of the heart rate in beats per minute for a 45-year-old with this exercise go? So we're going to use the lower limit one. Okay, so we're just going to copy that down. We're going to find H. That equals 7/10 times 220 minus 45. Okay, so that's going to be their ideal range for the lower limit. So 220 minus 45, that's going to equal 710, and I just calculated this out, times 175. Now basically, a couple different ways we could think about calculating this. We could say 7 times 175 divided by 10. You can look this way and you can divide. You could take that to a decimal if you had to, but we might as well just multiply her out. So 7 times 175 is going to be 1225 over 10. So we'll just divide that out by 10, and that's going to give us 122.5. Okay, so that's in beats per minute. That's the lower limit heart rate. We could take that over to our answer key here. I'll hit continue. And it shouldn't be 140, it should be 122.5. So let's check that out. We'll see if we get it right. Okay, so I guess I should probably read the directions. Let's round this now to the nearest integer. So let's round that. We'll call that 123. There we go. Okay, so make sure you're always reading those blue instructions for rounding and stuff. Now part B, what's the upper limit for a 45-year-old? So now we're going to go back in. I'll erase all this stuff here, and we'll check that out. So the upper limit, now we're going to use 4/5 of 220 minus A. Okay, so basically it's going to be the same in the brackets, we're just multiplying by a different fraction, right? So that's going to equal 4/5 times 175. Now again, you can multiply that out and get a big number, or you can divide as well. So 175 divided by 5 is 35. So we could call this 4 times 35. Alright, that's like the boss trick for multiplying fractions, because basically if we see this as a fraction, 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 175 divided by 5 is 35. 4 times 35 is what we have left. Right, so we'll multiply that by 4, and we're going to get 140 on that. Okay, so that's the lower limit. That's what you had, I noticed, Jillian, for your A, right? So you calculated the upper limit, but you blasted it in for the lower limit, it looks like. Okay, so 140 on that. Right? And there we go. So I suspect maybe one of two things. Number one, you just put the answer in the wrong box and got mixed up. And check it out, they put the lower limit first. So that's kind of tricky too, right? You really have to read what's going on. Second potential sticky point is multiplying a fraction by a whole number. And you can multiply top and bottom, just see it as a big fraction and reduce, or you can basically just cross reduce if you can. That's like the boss trick, it speeds you up. Okay, so I hope that helps. If it doesn't, please let me know.